I am so excited, just reflecting. Today for me is day 58 or 57. Let me just check. I'm going to flick through my day, Tuesday. It's after the Easter weekend. And it's day 58 today for me. So I was just reflecting on all the things. Wow. Because I haven't weighed myself yet still. And I was thinking of whether to weigh myself on the 100-day mark. I don't know. What are your thoughts? When do you think I should weigh myself? Please give me some ideas. I just, like, my original challenge was 90 days with Emma. I think we haven't made it formal, but I think I'm going to do it the whole year and then decide. But again, I want to wait to get to the 90 days. I really want to do 100 days. I really think I should probably do beyond that until I feel differently, right? Because honestly, I don't even feel like I'm on a diet. I do not feel like I'm on a diet. That is a game changer for me. It's revolutionary. Like, I can't even remember when I started. I know when I started. I started on the 5th of February, I think it was. But it was like yesterday. It's crazy how my mind isn't even, and I know vlogging is a massive part of this, and just creating this content, because I in my mind, I've made that decision. I have to create that. I have to be accountable. I have to explain what I'm doing all the time, every day, what I've done. That is super important to me, and I know myself well enough to know I need that, and I have to make it a no option thing for me. Otherwise, I will just move on to the next creative thing that I can do, right? Anyway, I'm going down rabbit holes, and I've got to remember where I started. Yeah, so 90 days weighing myself. That's what we're talking about in this video. Not weighing myself versus weighing myself. I know, I've been thinking about it. I have some non-scale victories that I'm really excited about. Just, I could cry. It feels so good to just have some results, and I'm so glad I'm not monitoring it every day. It just sends me a little bit Lulu in my head. I'm getting emotional. Okay. Stay on track, Martine. What do you think I should do? I don't know if I could wait till the end of the year. I don't know if I could wait that long. I was thinking about 90 days, but then I thought 100 days would be really cool to do a weigh-in on 100 days. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I can wait much longer. I probably could. Look, non-scale victories are really powerful, and there is no arguing with a non-scale victory, right? And I'll tell you, let's do what I've eaten for 4 days. And remember, I've had VSG surgery. So the volume I eat is different to the volume that other people eat. I used to be able to eat a lot more in a meal, in a sitting. My previous habits, I wouldn't eat until the afternoon. And then my eating window would generally be from 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon through till 10 o'clock at night. That was sort of where I used to, really my default setting was. And then I did have, like, after having the VSG surgery, I would find, I'm pretty sure it was my blood pressure would dip so low and different things like that. So my doctor, I had a few near medical emergencies. And so she said to me, I don't want you intermittent fasting right now or anything like that now. It's been 3 years since I had the surgery done. Just a quick recap, I lost probably, I think 15 or 16 kilos it was. And I put back on up to 10 kilos, somewhere around that. I think I kept off 4, 5, 6, 7. I kept off 7 kilos. I have not gone back on. 14. I was 184 kilos when I had the operation. And I think the highest I got to when I started this challenge was 177. So, and I think I got down to in the high 160s. So anyway, without doing all that math, food quantity, even when I had the lap band for over 10 years, and I didn't lose more than 20 kilos on that. I can't remember exactly how many, but it wasn't more than 20, and I probably put back on 10, something like that. So even that told me that food quantity isn't my issue, but I didn't know what was. That's when I loved that calorie in versus calorie out. All calories are not equal. That whole debate that sparked up in the last 10 years was really great for me, because I thought, I'm sure there's something to that. I just don't know what it is. And then when I discovered the HCG diet, I realized, and it worked so well for me, I realized that hormones have a massive part. Now, this is just anecdotal evidence of my own, right? This is, I sort of worked out that I can't rely on what everyone else is experiencing, because it isn't my experience most of the time. And that's even when I did carnivore. I didn't lose weight. When I've done keto for quite a few years now, haven't lost weight. So there's obviously more to the story for me. Right. Anyway, so bringing me back here. Do I weigh myself at 90 days? Do I weigh myself at 100 days? Do I not weigh myself at 100 days? Do I just keep going because I'm staying focused, not weighing myself? I'm actually staying focused, and that's really big for me. So I don't know, should I just not weigh myself? I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Okay, so I'll share those at the end, but what have I eaten for 4 days? Let me just go back. There's no way I could remember everything every day. Day 53, Thursday. All right, so that's coming into the Easter weekend. And the hub's got COVID, poor thing. So all the plans we had sort of changed over the Easter weekend. No family do's, no family breakfast, dinners, anything. All right. So I woke up, I had a chai tea with cream, and I did all my vlogs. And then I had some brisket and some fat crackle. I'm trying to work out what I'm going to call it. And that's a massive amount of fat for me. I've noticed that as I've prepped all that fat, I haven't been using the whipped tallow as much, which is good for me, because I need a change. And if I don't get a change, I get bored and I go looking for something different. So I'm having options. I'm working out what these options are for me, being a texture eater as well. And getting a lot of bang for your buck with fat is really good for me, because I can only eat small amounts at a time. So that's really cool. And then I had burnt ends and Scotch fillet. And that was all I had that day. So nice to say that, because it comes from the heart, right? For me, it comes from the inside out. I've tried to force myself from the outside in. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but I just can't live like that. I have to live from the inside out. Like, I live out of conviction and out of, that space of doing what I believe is right. Just waving bye-bye. All right, so it's lovely to say that. Like, I really only had 2 meals that day. Wow, I didn't realise that. I only had 2 meals. I've wanted to be in that space without having to make myself be in that space. Does that make sense? And I've obviously just, have been writing all this, what I eat each day, but I didn't even clock that was 2 meals. That's exciting for me. I love that. That could almost be a non-scale victory, but I haven't written that one down. All right, so Friday, Easter Friday, Good Friday. On Thursday, that was 160 grams of fat. Now, remember, my March goal was 100 grams a day. That was 160 grams. Then on Good Friday, I had for breakfast bacon and eggs and sausage and whole egg bread. Had I made it? I must have made it on Thursday. I've spent 2 days making whole egg bread rolls. I made the Hawaiian the Hawaiian sweet rolls and more whole egg bread. Well, I've just been perfecting the recipe, so I was making I made a few different three different versions, but remember, I've been making it for years, so I already had a really good recipe that I was using with a couple of ingredients that no one else, I've never seen anyone on the internet using. That was my previous recipe. But then over the Easter weekend, what I decided to do was to play around with more fat, adding more fat in, so that it's not an egg white bread anymore. It's actually a whole egg bread. And that was great for me. And I think I didn't eat as much over the weekend, just being busy in the kitchen. All right. So I made the whole egg bread, and then I ate some bread slices just as they were, like just on their own. Wow. This whole egg bread is a game changer for me. It's funny because when I look back at on the internet, I can see that like Nilly obviously has added in egg yolk. You know, the Angel's Journey. I'm not sure what her name is, but she's a lovely lady, and she made that Hawaiian sweet bread. That's where it gave me the idea. She added egg yolks, right? So for me, I just want to push that a little bit further and add more than egg yolks. So I've cobbled together ideas from a lot of different people, but then there is an ingredient in my whole egg bread that I've just made, the recipe's up on the channel, that I have not seen anyone add into egg white bread, right? So, which now with all the extra fat, I'm calling it whole egg bread, and I'm excited. This is the one I'm making from now on. This is incredible. So on Friday, I then had a bun. I'm pretty sure I baked Friday and Saturday. A bacon burger. So exciting to say that, which was just a lot of bacon and a bun. That was it. That was all that was in it. I just didn't, no butter or anything in it, just that. And I totaled 96 grams. Remember again, I'm estimating here. And the whole egg bread, the first recipes that I made, there was 2 different recipes on the first day. It's only like 1 gram of fat per. I'm still wanting to increase it, but you can only, when you're making egg whites into a meringue and then you're adding fat to it, you can only add so much fat. It will only hold so much fat, from the science aspect. So I'm going to try and see if I can increase the fat a little bit more. So then on Saturday, I had a cinnamon whipped tallow, and then I had bacon and sausage in a bun. Yum. Coffee with cream, a Scotch fillet, and some fat trimmings. Like again, I do 250 grams of fat, and I've worked out that's the raw weight. I've worked out I get about 60 grams of fat, which sounds like a lot. And then that day I was making more different recipes. And then on Sunday, I didn't eat till late in the day. I just wasn't hungry. And this is what I'm finding with the whole, with the fat trimmings. I'm finding the ebb and flow of what I've noticed with doing the high fat is I can have high fat for a few days in a row, but depending on how high it gets, I then struggle to eat that every single day. After, 4 or 5 days, this is what's been happening. Then I'll have a low day of 50 grams or 100 grams. So that's an interesting observation for me. Anyway, back to what I eat in a day. So then on Sunday, I had 3 eggs, 4 slices of bread. So I had egg sandwiches. Wow, that is awesome. I just want to make a note. I made the carnivore bread with meat flour, and it turned out great. My husband loved it too. And so, like, before the Easter weekend, when I said to him I'm going to make some bread, he said, "Oh, you're going to make the carnivore bread?" And I said, "No, I'm not actually going to make that. I'm going to make the egg white bread." And he loves that too. I've been making that, as I said, for 2 to 3 years. I don't know, maybe longer. And he eats it all the time. He loves it. But I haven't made it for probably 6 months. I haven't made it for a while. And so I said, no, I'm going to make that, but I've got some ideas of how to make it even better. The reason I wanted to create a more fat version, so I'm calling it whole egg bread, is because the carnivore bread, especially now that I'm doing high fat carnivore, it's just too much sometimes. It's just too much. And I want some bread, but I don't want, it's just full on. It's like a meal, right? The bread is like a meal when it's made with mincemeat or chicken and eggs. It's like a meal. So I was going for the egg white bread because it's a lot lighter. But now I've created what I'm calling a whole egg bread recipe. And so it's egg bread, but it's whole egg, not just egg whites. And definitely it really helped me, and I can see I haven't eaten as much other food because of that, but it'll come in waves and stages for me because that's how it works. I'll eat the same thing for a few days and then I will change it. And I'm looking for ways to stay on. I'm looking for ways to stay in. I'm looking for ways to continue with my carnivore journey. So Sunday, so egg sandwiches. Then I had a cinnamon whipped tallow. What have I got here? Oh, just working out how much fat is in the bread. All right, and then I had some chicken wings. Paul brought home a roast chook. So I had some chicken wings and some skin and some other chicken meat. I prefer the dark meat. I've always loved the dark meat more than the white meat. My mother loves chicken breast, but I've never loved it. And then I had a burger patty. Wow, that was so good. I even took all my enzyme tablets and had some butter, half a steak, and some chorizo sausage that I cooked. Oh wow, that was like a meal. I will show you a photo. I left half of it. Was that the one I left half of, or was that the next day with the egg? Oh, was there an egg on there? Okay, there may be an egg on that meal. I think there was. I didn't write it down. I ended up only eating half of that meal because it was just way too much. But it was delicious. And then yesterday, day 57 yesterday. Woohoo! New record for Martine, day 58 today. New record for me. I had two coffee pucks in the morning. Then I had a bowl of fat crackle, and I had some pork sausages that were really good, and I had one of those and some brisket. That was sort of late lunch. And then for dinner I had steak and a sausage bowl. So I cut my porterhouse into thick strips and I air fried them, and I sliced my sausage up into discs, and they were already cooked, so I just really made them crispy. So I had that for dinner. That was it. Again, wow, that's only 2 meals. I didn't realize. And the fat yesterday was 123 grams, and the fat on Sunday was 122 grams. Now, yesterday was the 1st of April, and my goal for April is 150 grams a day. So I think what I will do over the next few days is I've got my cinnamon and my coffee tallow pucks, and so I think I will add those in. Like I haven't had one this morning. What I've done really well is had one first thing in the morning, because I find that when I have some fat first thing, I'm in control for the day. Like I'm not even thinking about food, and then I can plan, as I want to plan. So I think that is in theory, that is a good practice for me, and habit for me is to have a 16 gram in the morning, and even another 16 gram at morning tea. That sets me up automatically if I can have my fat tallow. Now I'm running out. I've only got one more 250 gram portion left. So I've just gone on to a place called either Toby's Meats or Troy's Meats, one of those, here in Perth, and ordered some Wagyu fat. Okay, it's $9 a kilo. I'm just going to get a couple of kilos and try it out to see if it's any better or any different. It must be, but I'm just going to try it out and see if it's worth the extra dollars, getting it that way, or whether I just grab another so many kilos from down the road. So that's a new thing I'm doing, and I'm also going to get a kilo of Wagyu mincemeat from them, because I don't know if you've seen my other videos, but I do not like all the mince I've tried here in Perth. I don't like it. There's only one type, and it's called Harvey beef mince. It's the only one I like. They don't put a fat ratio on it. I reckon it's 90-10, maybe 85-15, but it's definitely not 80-20. So I am looking, I actually made those burger patties. I'll put a recipe up. I used a press and I made them into beautiful, evenly shaped. They were gorgeous. And I think I finished them all like over the course of so many days. I love them. I only got 7 out of a kilo because I made them thick, because when you cook them, they shrink, right? So that was delicious. Anyway, that's what I've eaten in 4 days. And I was going to do non-scale victories, but I think what I'm going to do is put that in a different video, because I'm already at 20 odd minutes now. So I will make a little video of my non-scale victories, and I'll put the link. Haven't done that yet. I'll put the link here, and you can just click straight on that if you want to have a look at how I'm going. All right, I'm going to go. Please say hi and tell me how you're going. Loving to hear from Secret Garden and Star Looker and all the ones. I'm loving your chats. Thank you. Bye.